Welcome to The Explainer. So let's just ask a pretty wild question right off the bat. What actually happens when the ultimate explorer isn't human? I mean, for all of our history, our ability to discover new things has been heavily limited by our biology. Think about it. We spend a third of our lives literally just sleeping. We fear death, and frankly, our lifespans are incredibly short. But right now, we're crossing this monumental threshold. Today, we're unpacking the reality of a completely new kind of explorer, one that never tires, never gets scared, and processes information in dimensions we literally cannot even comprehend. Today's explainer is called the AI Explorer, from myth to global paradigm shift. We're going to trace exactly how artificial intelligence evolved from these early, almost theoretical concepts into a massive force that could fundamentally alter the entire global balance of power. It's an absolutely fascinating journey, taking us from the romanticized, highly dangerous ocean voyages of the 16th century all the way to the quiet, humming server farms of today. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Limits of human discovery. 2. Evolution of the machine. 3. The ultimate polymath. 4. The black box dilemma. And finally, 5. A new global power. All right, let's jump right into section 1, limits of human discovery. You know, the drive to discover is arguably the most exhilarating capacity we have as a species. But historically, quenching that curiosity has come with a really massive physical cost. In 1405, Zheng He sailed these massive state-funded fleets across the seas. Then, in the 1500s, Ferdinand Magellan attempted the very first circumnavigation of the globe. And it was brutal. Out of roughly 270 men, only a ghostly, starving crew of 18 actually made it back to Spain. Fast forward to 1909, Ernest Shackleton pushes toward the South Pole and famously has to turn back just 97 miles from his goal just to save his men from starvation. Physical exploration demanded incredible wealth, and it was always fundamentally constrained by our human frailty and our willingness to literally face death. But, okay, what about intellectual exploration? Have you ever had a problem where you just needed to lock yourself in a quiet room to figure it out? Nikola Tesla absolutely understood this. He said, "The mind is sharper and keener in seclusion. Be alone, that is the secret of invention. Be alone, that is when ideas are born." Tesla, kind of like a lot of great polymaths throughout history, pushed the boundaries of human knowledge using just the sheer power of his isolated mind. But relying on solitary genius, it creates a huge bottleneck. Human progress was essentially capped by the slow, isolated, and biological limits of singular thinkers, who still, needed to eat, sleep, and eventually pass away. Moving right along to section 2, evolution of the machine. So to actually transcend these biological limits, we had to build computational machines that could do the heavy lifting for us. Back in 1936, Alan Turing proposed the universal machine, which was this mathematical description of a device capable of arbitrary computations. This was the absolute groundwork for modern computers. Then by 1948, Norbert Wiener published on cybernetics, focusing on systems that modify themselves based on environmental feedback, basically planting the earliest seeds for machine learning. This quest to simulate intelligent learning systems kicked off a journey that accelerated all the way up to the massive breakthroughs we saw in deep learning in the 2000s. Now here's the crucial point. AI isn't magic at all. It is simply the result of 3 very specific, concrete advancements in computer engineering. First, researchers realized they could move heavy matrix calculations over to graphical processing units, or GPUs. These were originally made for video games, but it turns out they're unbelievably fast at this specific type of math. Second, the advent of cloud computing allowed us to pool together massive amounts of processing power affordably. And third, a method called deep learning solved a major mathematical roadblock known as backpropagation. Basically, that's what allows the computer to learn from its own mistakes. So how does this all come together to build a working system? Well, in an artificial neural network, it's kind of like a massive assembly line. You have an input layer where you feed the system raw data. Then it enters a hidden layer. This is where the system learns complex mathematical functions by adjusting its weights using that backpropagation algorithm we just talked about. Finally, it spits out the result in the output layer. Deep learning was a game changer because it allowed engineers to stack many of these hidden layers together, which dramatically increased the computer's ability to chew through immense amounts of data. But it's absolutely vital that we don't anthropomorphize this tech. Think of it this way. An airplane doesn't fly by flapping its wings, right? And it definitely doesn't have feathers. In the exact same way, AI doesn't think like a human brain. There is no soul or consciousness hiding inside a server rack somewhere. An airplane relies on fixed wings and aerodynamics. An AI relies on complex statistics, data processing, and massive computational speed. It achieves incredible results, for sure, but using completely different, non-biological mechanics. Which brings us to Section 3, the ultimate polymath. When we finally merge our inherent human drive for discovery with these incredibly fast statistical engines, we get the ultimate fearless intellectual explorer. I want you to imagine human knowledge as a giant archipelago. The disciplines we study, physics, genetics, linguistics, economics, they're all like isolated islands floating in a boundless ocean. But what if you could just drain the ocean? You'd immediately see that these islands are actually just the exposed peaks of massive interconnected underwater mountain ranges. AI has the ability to process data across countless dimensions all at once. It can effectively drain the ocean, revealing those hidden foundational connections between our siloed disciplines that a solitary human mind could never, ever piece together alone.
But again, how AI explores is fundamentally different from us. Human logic relies on reasoning, explainable rules, and let's face it, it takes us time to work through a problem. Large language models, or LLMs, operate entirely differently. When an LLM gives you a remarkably human-sounding answer, it is not reasoning. It has simply scanned billions of human-made texts and mapped them in a high-dimensional mathematical space. It synthesizes countless probabilistic judgments to predict the most statistically efficient answer. It feels like magic, but it operates entirely without actual logical understanding.
Okay, moving to Section 4, the black box dilemma. Because we are now relying heavily on statistical probability rather than step-by-step human reasoning, we're facing a really profound modern trade-off. Historically, engineers and scientists used traditional modeling. Think of Newton's formulas. You know exactly why you get the answer you get. But those models are static, and sometimes they have lower accuracy because they just can't account for millions of messy real-world variables. On the flip side, by consuming big data, machine learning can provide incredibly accurate predictions for complex physical systems, but it's an unexplainable black box. So, young engineers today are facing a real dilemma. Do they use the old formula they completely understand but is less accurate, or do they blindly trust a highly accurate AI algorithm that literally cannot explain its own reasoning?
And that leads us to our final section, Section 5, A New Global Power.
You see, this black box dilemma doesn't just apply to engineering, it applies to the entire world stage. In the text from Entropy 2 International Relations, AI is actually described as an essential science uniting all disciplines. By adapting and learning, essentially emulating the role of nature in reducing disorder, or what physicists call entropy, AI has the potential to improve outcomes across literally every field. But because it sits at the absolute foundation of all future scientific and economic advancement, it inherently alters the international balance of power. It's a total game changer. To put that into perspective, think back to the 20th century space race. It was heavily state-sponsored, reliant on massive centralized government resources, and it carried immense physical risk to the human astronauts involved. Now compare that to the modern AI race. It's currently being driven largely by private corporations and entrepreneurs. And crucially, it requires immense computing capital rather than human physical sacrifice. We might literally be entering an era where a nation's global standing isn't measured by its territory or its natural resources or even its human capital, but almost entirely by its computing capital and its ability to harness machine intelligence.
So, what's the big takeaway here? Well, the stakes of AI adoption are just incredibly high. First, the strategic and economic advantages are so vast that experts neutrally compare it to the dawn of nuclear power. Second, running right alongside those benefits are the inherent risks of societal manipulation. We've already seen this with the well-documented use of AI algorithms to deliver highly targeted social media ads during political campaigns, like the Brexit vote. And third, because of these immense dual-use powers, there's just an urgent, pressing need for alignment on a global scale. Because AI operates at these completely inhuman speeds and is only going to accelerate, traditional, slow-moving regulation is basically useless. As the authors of the Genesis text point out, we will need a fundamentally new form of control. And that requires two monumental tasks: technical alignment, which means ensuring the AI's goals actually match human values, and perhaps even more difficult, diplomatic alignment. That means ensuring humans can actually reach a consensus with each other globally on how to responsibly wield this paradigm-shifting power. So I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought derived directly from the text. As AI takes on the role of the ultimate explorer, charting the depths of science, logic, and global power faster than we ever possibly could, we are inevitably going to change as a species. The real question is, will we choose to continue to assert authority over how humanity changes, or will we just let the machine chart the course for us? It's definitely something to deeply consider as you navigate our increasingly AI driven world. Thanks for exploring this with me today.